She won an Oscar 9 months ago. Best Actress. Roman Holiday, Hollywood's newest star. Audrey Hepburn, 25 years old. The future. Tonight, October 12th, 1954, she stands frozen on a Paramount soundstage. Cannot remember a single line. Director William Wyler humiliates her in front of 80 crew members. Cameras stopped, lights burning, everyone watching her crumble. Then Humphrey Bogart, the biggest legend in Hollywood, does something no star had done before. 12 seconds that redefine what power means. Paramount Studios, Hollywood, California. Sound Stage 5, the largest soundstage on the entire Paramount lot. Tuesday afternoon, 2:15 in the afternoon precisely. October 12th, 1954. Week 2 of filming Sabrina. The romantic comedy that will become a timeless classic. The film that will define elegance for a generation. But right now, on this Tuesday afternoon, it is just another production. Long days. High pressure. A demanding director working with a nervous young actress terrified of making mistakes. Directed by William Wyler. 52 years old. 3-time Academy Award winner. Mrs. Miniver. The Best Years of Our Lives. Detective story. Legendary for perfectionism. Known throughout Hollywood as a man who demands excellence. Demanding. Impatient. Relentless. Brutal when frustrated. Does not accept less than perfection from anyone. Has made grown men cry. Has made leading ladies quit. But also has made some of the greatest films in Hollywood history. The soundstage is massive. Cavernous. 70 feet high ceilings supported by massive steel beams painted flat black to absorb light. 120 feet wide, 200 feet deep. Could fit an entire city block inside. 30 studio lights mounted on wheeled metal stands creating artificial daylight for the cameras. 3,000-watt Mole Richardson Fresnel spotlights. Each one hot enough to fry an egg. Angled precisely to simulate sunlight streaming through mansion windows. The temperature inside the soundstage is 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Outside Los Angeles is 70 degrees. But inside, under the lights, it feels like summer in desert. Makeup melting off faces within minutes. Sweat running down backs. Tempers growing shorter with every hour. This is the scene. Sabrina's arrival at the Larrabee mansion. She returns from Paris transformed. Elegant. Sophisticated. The family does not recognize her. Comedy of manners. Precise timing. Specific blocking. Audrey must descend the grand staircase. Real marble imported from Italy. Brass railings. Crystal chandelier overhead. 400 pounds. Suspended by steel cables. She must hit her mark. Deliver her line. React perfectly. The camera is positioned at the base of the staircase. 80 crew members watching. Camera operators, focus pullers, boom operators, gaffers, script supervisors, makeup artists, costume assistants, assistant directors, production assistants, studio executives, everyone waiting, everyone watching. Take 1. She misses her mark by 6 inches. Cut. Take 2. Line reading wrong. Too serious. Not enough lightness. Cut. Take 3. Trips on her gown. Cut. Take 4. Enters too early. Cut. Take 5. Looks at camera. Cut. Take 6. Forgets to pause. Cut. Take 7. Pause too long. Cut. Take 8. Hand gesture wrong. Cut. Take 9. Perfect performance, but boom, microphone dips into frame. Cut. Take 10. Audrey descends the stairs. Hits her mark. Opens her mouth to speak. Nothing comes out. Freezes. Completely blanks. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. The entire soundstage silent. 80 people watching. This Oscar winner. This rising star. Losing composure. William Wyler stands from his director's chair. Canvas creaks. Patience evaporated. Voice no longer calm. Can someone teach this girl how to act? Words cut like a blade. Sharp, cruel, deliberate, designed to wound. The crew flinches. 80 bodies reacting as one. Some look away, some stare at floor, some freeze. No one wants to witness this. But everyone trapped. Cannot leave, cannot intervene, can only watch. Audrey's face goes pale. Color drains from cheeks, hands trembling. She clasps them together, trying to hide it. Breathing shallow, quick, the kind before tears, fighting them desperately. But everyone sees. Camera operators, lighting technicians, makeup artists, studio executives in expensive suits. Everyone sees she is crumbling. Wyler continues, not yelling. Somehow worse. Calm, cold, measured. Each word chosen for maximum impact. I directed you in Roman Holiday. You won an Oscar? Best Actress? I thought that meant you learned something. But apparently not. Apparently that Oscar was luck. Apparently we need to go back to basics. Back to first-year acting school. I need to teach you how to hit a mark. How to remember a simple line. Things every competent actress should know. Things that should be automatic, but apparently not for you. He pauses. Lets the words sink. We are on take 10. Take 10 of a scene that should have been 3 takes. Do you know how much each take costs? How many people are waiting? How far behind schedule we are? This production has a budget, has deadlines, has expectations. Right now, you are failing all of them. The silence is suffocating, oppressive, heavy, like physical weight pressing down. No one moves, no one speaks, no one breathes audibly. 80 people frozen. Audrey stands on the staircase, halfway up. White Edith head gown. $3,000 custom-made dress. Hand-stitched. Perfect fabric. Her hair perfect. Styled by best hairstylist in Hollywood. Every strand in place. Makeup perfect. Applied by artists who worked 100 films. Foundation, powder, lipstick, mascara. Everything designed to make her flawless. She looks like a princess, like fairy tale, like embodiment of elegance, but inside dying. Humiliation total, complete, crushing. Called out publicly, brutally, in front of entire crew, in front of studio executives who control career, in front of co-stars who will remember forever. Everyone watching, 80 pairs of eyes. Some sympathetic, some uncomfortable, some secretly relieved, not them, but all watching, watching her shame, watching her failure, watching her try not to cry. She's 25 years old, just 25, born in Belgium during the war, survived Nazi occupation, survived starvation, survived watching people disappear, came to Hollywood with nothing. Last year she was unknown, a ballet dancer turned actress. Small roles, nothing significant. Then Roman Holiday. Then William Wyler directing her. Then the Oscar, Best Actress. March 1954, 6 months ago. The Oscar sitting in her apartment in Beverly Hills, gold statue. Heavy, real, proof that it happened, that she won, that she is now officially a star. This year she is an Oscar winner, but the pressure is immense. The expectations are crushing. Everyone wants her to be perfect, to be worthy of the Oscar, to prove that Roman Holiday was not a fluke, that she deserves to be here, that she belongs in the same sentence as the great actresses. Katharine Hepburn, Ingrid Bergman, Bette Davis, Joan Crawford, and right now, in this moment, standing on this staircase, unable to remember a single line, she feels like she is proving the opposite. That she is not good enough, that she does not deserve to be here. That she is an imposter who fooled everyone for a brief moment, but is now being exposed for what she really is, a fraud. A lucky girl who got one good role and will never be able to repeat it. 12 seconds pass. 12 seconds of absolute suffocating silence. Every second feels like hour. Time distorts, stretches. Soundstage moments ago filled with activity, now mausoleum. Silent, still, dead. No one knows what to do. Assistant director looking at shoes. Brown leather, polished, Never found shoes so interesting. Camera operator adjusting lens. Unnecessarily. Already in focus. Hands need something to do. Script supervisor pretending to write notes. Pen moves across page. Not writing words. Just lines. Meaningless scribbles. Eyes down. Cannot meet gaze. Makeup artists stepped back into shadows. Made themselves invisible. Lighting technicians checking instruments. Reading meters. Adjusting dials. Busy work. Anything to avoid acknowledging what's happening. Studio executives whispering to each other. Concerned. Worried. This bad. Productions cannot afford this disruption, this tension, this public humiliation. Affects morale, affects schedule, affects budget. Audrey is the star. If she cannot perform entire film in jeopardy. Everyone giving Audrey privacy of not making eye contact. Silent gift of looking away. Pretending did not witness humiliation. Allowing small mercy of not seeing faces. Pity, judgment. Except one person, Humphrey Bogart, sitting in canvas director's chair 20 feet from staircase base. Name stenciled on back in black letters. Bogart, watching entire sequence. The mistakes. Mounting frustration. 10 takes. Wyler's building anger. Audrey's increasing terror. Seen all of it. Now watching this moment. This excruciating moment. Watching older director destroy young actress. Something inside Humphrey Bogart makes decision. Not calculated, not strategic, instinctive. From somewhere deeper than thought. From character, from values formed over decades, from experiences teaching what matters. He stands, slowly, deliberately, every movement conscious, visible, not trying to be subtle, wants everyone to see. Canvas of chair creaks as weight leaves. Sound echoes in silence, loud, unmistakable. Heads turn, eyes shift. What is Bogart doing? Wearing Linus Larrabee costume, charcoal gray business suit. 3-piece, perfectly tailored, white shirt, conservative dark tie, pocket square, black leather Oxford shoes, polished mirror shine. Not Casablanca Bogart in white dinner jacket. Businessman Bogart. Respectable, authoritative, commanding. Not tall man. 5 feet 9 inches officially. Maybe 5'8" reality. But presence fills spaces. Commands attention. Demands respect. 3 decades of being Humphrey Bogart. 3 decades being the lead. The star. The legend. That gravity does not come from height. Comes from authority. Confidence. Knowledge that when you speak, people listen. Begins walking across soundstage. Footsteps echo on concrete floor. Each step deliberate, measured. Sound carries. Tap, tap, tap. Leather on concrete. Everyone hears. Everyone watches. Walking toward William Wyler. Walking with purpose. Not hurrying, not hesitating. Just walking. 20 feet, 15 feet, 10 feet. Crew parts. Make space. No one wants in his path. They feel something about to happen. Something significant. Something remembered. Wyler sees him coming. Turns to face. Expression guarded, uncertain. Worked with Bogart before. Knows him, respects him. Does not know what this about. Bogart reaches Wyler, stops. Face to face, eye to eye. 2 men, both legends, both powerful, both accustomed to control. Soundstage watching. 80 people frozen, waiting, voice not loud, does not need to be. In silent soundstage whisper carries. Everyone hears every word, every syllable, every pause. Willie, can I talk to you for a second? Tone respectful, not confrontational, not aggressive, just colleague asking moment, conversation. Wyler turns, surprised. Eyebrows lift. Of course, Bogey. What is it? Bogart looks at Wyler. Holds gaze, then deliberately slowly turns head, looks at Audrey standing on staircase, still frozen, still pale, still fighting tears. Looks back at Wyler, gesture unmistakable. This about her. If you want to direct, direct. If you want to bully, do it to me. Words measured, calm, land like hammer blows, each one precise, deliberate, devastating. She is best thing in this picture. Pauses, lets that sink, and we both know it. Soundstage goes even more silent, if that possible. 80 people holding breath. This not how things work. You do not challenge directors, especially not William Wyler, especially not in front of entire crew. But Humphrey Bogart just did. Wyler opens mouth, closes it, face red, angry. Also aware everyone watching, this moment will define something. Looks at Audrey. Back at Bogart. Nods, once, barely perceptible. You are right, that was unprofessional. Turns to Audrey. I apologize, Miss Hepburn. Let us take 5 minutes. Reset. Start fresh. Bogart does not wait for Wyler say anything else. Walks directly to staircase. Looks up at Audrey. Audrey, come down here. She descends slowly, still shaking. Face still pale. Reaches bottom. Bogart takes her arm gently. Walks her away from crew. Away from cameras. Away from lights. Quiet corner of soundstage. They stand there. 2 actors, one legendary, one beginning. Bogart speaks quietly so only she can hear. His voice is gentle, paternal almost, but also honest, direct. No condescension, just truth spoken with kindness. You are terrified right now. I can see it in your eyes, in the way your hands are shaking, in the way you are trying so hard to hold yourself together. And that is okay. That is completely okay. Being scared does not make you bad at this, does not make you weak, does not make you unworthy. It makes you human. It makes you someone who cares deeply about doing this right. Audrey tries to speak, opens her mouth, but no words come. The tears are coming now. Hot, unstoppable, cannot stop them. 6 months of pressure. 6 months of everyone watching. 6 months of trying to prove she deserves the Oscar. 6 months of terror that she will fail. All of it pouring out. Bogart continues speaking. Voice still gentle. Still kind. I have been doing this for 30 years. 30 years. Since 1928. Silent films, talkies, Broadway, Hollywood. I have worked with everyone, seen everything. You know what I have learned in all that time? The best actors, the truly great ones, are always terrified. Always. Every single time they step on set. Every single time the camera rolls. Every single time they have to deliver a line in front of people. They are scared. Because they care. Because it matters to them. Because they know how much is riding on getting it right. The ones who are not scared? The ones who walk on set confident and relaxed? Those are the ones who do not care enough. Those are the ones who think acting is easy. Those are the ones who will never be great. But you care. You care so much it is eating you alive. And that is why you are going to be great. That is why you already are great. Audrey wipes eyes. Tries to compose, but I keep making mistakes. Bogart smiles. Of course you do. Take 10 of simple scene. Know why? Because Wyler perfectionist. Does this to everyone. Did it to me on Dead End 1937. Made me do 42 takes. 42. I wanted to quit. Walk off set. But know what I learned? He only pushes people he knows can take it. Only demands perfection from people capable of it. Would not be this hard on you if did not believe you could deliver. Audrey looks at him. Really? Really. He sees what I see. Talent. Real talent. Kind that comes once in generation. You will win more Oscars. Be one of greatest. Right now just need to breathe. Forget crew. Forget cameras. Forget Wyler. Just be Sabrina. You know her. Understand her. Be her. Audrey takes breath. Then another. Shaking slows. Tears stop. Something shifts in eyes. Bogart sees it. Good. Now listen. When we go back, I will give you easiest take of your life. Make sure you look $1,000,000. If Wyler says anything at all, just look at me. I will handle it. Okay? Okay. Walk back to set. Crew waiting, whispering, speculating. What did Bogart say? Is she okay? Can she continue? Audrey takes position top of staircase. Bogart position at base. Wyler back in director chair. Assistant director calls. Quiet on set. Rolling. Action. This time different. Audrey descends stairs. Hits mark perfectly. Delivers line exact right tone. Playful. Confident. Elegant. Bogart responds. Performance generous. Not trying to steal scene. Setting her up. Perfect feed line. Making sure camera loves her. Making sure she shines. Cut. Perfect. Wyler stands. Voice different now. Respectful. That was perfect, Audrey. Absolutely perfect. Print that. Moving on. Crew relaxes. Conversations resume. Tension evaporates. Audrey descends staircase for real, not for camera, just walking. Bogart waiting at bottom. She reaches him, looks up. Thank you? He shrugs. No thanks necessary. That is what we do. Look out for each other. But why? Why risk angering Wyler for me? Bogart looks at her, face serious, because someone did it for me once, when I was young, scared, making mistakes. Older actor stepped in, told director back off, gave me chance to breathe, find footing. Never forgot. Promised myself if ever had chance do same for someone else, I would. You are talented, Audrey. Really talented. But talent fragile. Needs protection, especially beginning. If no one protects, it can break. Was not going to let that happen to you. Audrey does not know what to say. Just nods. Filming continues 6 weeks. Bogart and Audrey work together dozens of scenes. Chemistry undeniable. Romance feels real because genuine respect between them. Not romantic love. Something deeper. Trust, gratitude, mutual admiration. Bogart watches out throughout production. Scene difficult. Helps find character. Wyler demanding. Bogart steps in with joke-lightened mood. Audrey doubts herself? Bogart reminds brilliant. She learns from him. Not just acting technique. How to carry herself. Command respect. Survive an industry brutal to young women. Protect others, way he protected her. Film wraps December 1954. Sabrina premieres September 1954. Reviews glowing. Audrey called luminous, incandescent, star. Film nominated 6 Academy Awards. Audrey nominated Best Actress. Does not win. Grace Kelly wins, but Bogart there at ceremony, sitting in audience. When Audrey's name called as nominee, he stands. Applauds, louder than anyone, longer than anyone. Knows what it took, knows fear conquered, knows strength required. Years pass. Bogart continues films. Cane Mutiny, Barefoot Contessa, Desperate Hours. Always professional, always legend, but those who work notice something. Particular way treating young actresses. Protective, encouraging, generous, learned it somewhere. Audrey continues films. Funny Face, Love and Afternoon, Nun's Story, Breakfast at Tiffany's, My Fair Lady, becomes one of most beloved actresses of generation. Never forgets what Bogart did. Never forgets 12 seconds before he spoke. Never forgets courage it took challenge director. Never forgets kindness of older actor who saw struggling and refused let fail. January 1957. Humphrey Bogart dies. Cancer. Age 57. Too young, too soon. World mourns. Hollywood loses legend. Audrey filming Love in Afternoon Paris when hears news. Stops working, goes to dressing room, sits alone, cries. Not polite tears of fan. Deep wrenching sobs of someone who lost protector. Mentor, friend. Writes letter to Lauren Bacall. Bogart's widow. Long letter, handwritten. Tells story of that day Sabrina set. Humiliation. Fear. 12-second silence. What Bogart did. What he said. how he saved her. She writes, "He did not have to do that. Was the star, could have stayed silent, but chose to stand up for someone who had no power, someone terrified, someone who needed protection. Changed my life that day. Not just career, my life, because showed me what true strength looks like, what true generosity looks like, what it means to use power to lift others, instead elevate yourself. Will spend rest of career trying to be that person for someone else, trying to be what he was for me, trying to pay forward gift he gave me." Lauren Bacall keeps letter. Years later, after Audrey dies, 1993 letter found in Bacall's papers. Published in biography. Suddenly story only 80 people witnessed becomes known to world. Story of Humphrey Bogart protecting Audrey Hepburn. Story of 12 seconds that defined mentorship. Story of courage facing cruelty. Decades later, in film schools across America and around the world, professors teach this story. Not as Hollywood gossip, not as celebrity trivia, not as entertainment industry lore, as a lesson. A fundamental lesson about power dynamics in creative environments, about using influence to protect instead of to intimidate, about standing up for what is right even when it would be easier to stay silent, about recognizing when someone needs protection and having the courage to provide it even when it puts your own comfort at risk. Young actors sit in classrooms at USC School of Cinematic Arts, at NYU Tisch, at Yale Drama, at Juilliard, at acting schools in London and Paris and Tokyo. They watch clips from Sabrina on large screens, see Audrey Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart performing together. The chemistry between them, the tenderness of the romance, the wit of the comedy. They see two professionals at the peak of their craft creating something beautiful together. Then the professor pauses the film, freezes on a close-up of Audrey's face, that luminous face, those eyes, that smile, and tells them what happened behind the scenes. Tells them about October 12th, 1954, about the 10 takes that went wrong, about William Wyler's public humiliation, about 12 seconds of silence that felt like eternity, about Humphrey Bogart standing up from his chair and walking across the soundstage to challenge one of the most powerful directors in Hollywood. The students listen. Some take notes frantically, some just sit and absorb, and they understand something important, something that cannot be taught from a textbook or learned from a lecture about acting technique. They understand that talent alone is never enough to survive in this industry. You also need advocates. You also need people who will stand up for you when you cannot or will not stand up for yourself. You also need someone willing to risk their own reputation, their own standing, their own comfort, to give you the space to breathe, to find your footing, to discover your courage, to succeed. And when you have power, when you are the established one, when you are the legend that everyone respects and fears, when you are the one with influence and authority and the ability to change outcomes with a word, you face a choice. Every single day on every single set, you can use that power to protect yourself, to make your own life easier, to ensure your own comfort and success, to maintain your position at the expense of others. Or you can use that power to protect others, to lift them up, to create space for them to grow and flourish, to make the environment safer and kinder for those who come after you. Humphrey Bogart chose to protect others. On October 12, 1954, in 12 seconds, followed by carefully chosen words, he showed Audrey Hepburn and 80 witnesses what that choice looks like when courage meets opportunity. 70 years later, the lesson endures, not because it was filmed, not because it was publicized, but because it was real. Because it changed someone's life. Because one person chose courage over comfort. Because Bogart looked at a terrified actress crumbling under humiliation and decided defending her mattered more than his own comfort. That is not just Hollywood history. That is what character looks like when tested. That is what strength looks like when choosing between convenience and conscience. That is what mentorship means. That is what we should aspire to when we have power. The question is always the same. What do you do when you witness injustice? Stay silent? Look away? Or stand? Walk across the room? Speak? Bogart stood. He walked. He spoke. And in doing so changed more than one moment. He changed a life. Changed how Audrey saw herself. How she treated others. Through her changed countless others. Because Audrey spent the rest of her life paying forward what Bogart gave her. Protecting young actresses. Standing up to directors who bullied. Creating safe spaces for people to make mistakes and learn. That is the legacy. Not the films. Not the awards. The legacy is kindness passed forward. Protection extended. Courage modeled. The choice made in 12 seconds that echoes through decades.